just gone 8 AM on Saturday morning, and I've just popped out to a little local market that's on, I think it's on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe Tuesdays as well, near to us, because I need to pick up some things to cook dinner later on today, and I also need to pick up a fresh loaf of sourdough, which I think I'm going to get from Gales. I think the bread at Gales is pretty good. The best thing about coming out early on a Saturday morning is that everybody else is having a lie-in, so you can just park and there's nobody around, and it feels like you have the world to yourself for an hour or so, even though it's already 8 AM. So let's go grab the bits we need.
You got any cream?
Thank you very much. Okay, we've got an oat matcha. We have got these gorgeous tulips that I picked up from the market. They were £10 for this little bunch, which I think is so good, and is my attempt to drag some element of summer into the house. Just realised that obviously not just tulips, there's big roses in there as well. We have a fresh loaf of seeded sourdough from Gales. This is my favourite bread. And from the market I just picked up some veg. I've got some green beans, and then I just got a broccoli. But that was a successful morning at the market, so I'm going to take my matcha, head home and get some breakfast. We are home. These are so gorgeous. I'm so pleased with these. I'll have to pop them in a vase. But we're going to make some breakfast, and do you know what I really fancy this morning? Some Saturday morning banana pancakes. It has been a hell of a week this week. It's just been a complete blur of phone calls and admin and meetings. I've spent the entire week glued to my phone or my laptop, just honestly trying to get things in place for as and when we do find a house and have an offer accepted on a house. Because I think if house hunting last week taught me anything, it's that sometimes it can take a very long time, but sometimes you might find a house really, really quickly. And whether or not we end up sort of going through with one of the houses that we've already seen, I still think either way, it's definitely a good idea just to have everything in place, all of my ducks in a row, so that as and when we do find somewhere, there's just no hassle. So yeah, it's just been accountants and mortgage brokers and solicitors and, oh God, doing my tax return. It's just been one of those weeks. So with that in mind, I thought I'm going to treat myself to a really, really gorgeous Saturday today, and I'm going to bring you along, and I'm going to do my absolute best. If you are seeing this on Sunday morning, just know I've probably been up till 1 o'clock this evening trying to get this up for you. I'd run out of flour then, I thought we were in trouble for a second, but we're not. I'm just thinking lots of cooking, maybe some baking. I really fancy making some cookies, so I might do that later. A lovely walk with Rue. I'm actually going to do a walk today that I've been wanting to do for a really long time in this gorgeous, gorgeous village. And then I want to do a little bit of home browsing, because as much as it is sensible not to get carried away with thinking about this possible new house in the Cotswolds, I can't help myself. I've been Pinteresting every evening, and I just want to pop my head in at Neptune, because it's near the dog walk anyway, and just have a bit of a browse. But yeah, just a really lovely chilled, wholesome Saturday, and I'm going to share some new recipes with you as well. So let's start with making these banana pancakes. If you're watching this and it's Sunday morning, you have to go and make yourself these. There is nothing that quite says it's the weekend like banana pancakes. Right, we're all tidy in here, ready to do some baking when we get back later. But I've just got some leggings on because I'm about to take Rue out and go to this gorgeous village. I'm so excited to see it. It looks gorgeous, like a really, really old, beautiful village. I'm just going to pop these in a vase actually quickly. How handy is this though, right? So you can just carry them. How gorgeous are they? Right, I'm going to go put a coat on and grab Rue and let's go for a walk. Go for walkies. Yeah, you do. Look at that little tail. You do. Where's your tail? Where's your tail? She's always unsure at this stage because she hates her harness, which I have read is like I think it's a Yorkshire Terrier thing. I've seen other people with Yorkies saying that their dog will always run away from the harness, but you're not actually going on the harness today because we're off the lead today. Yeah, but until she's safely in the car or out on the walk without the harness on, she's always a bit unsure. But you do love walks, don't you? You do. Oh, I love you. Imagine if dogs could hear the way we speak to them. They'd have the biggest egos in the world. Because according to me, you're the most perfect thing that's ever lived. It's true, isn't it? Yeah. Look where Rue has quickly jumped across and sat. You can't sit there, I'm afraid. There is actually enough room for two of us, but you can't sit there. I'm afraid you must sit in your own seat, Rue. Also, if you can see how filthy my car is, let's just all pretend we can't see that. It's because Rue sits in the front with me now. There's just dog hair just everywhere. Right, I'm gonna put her little harness and all of that stuff on, and I'll see you when we get to the walk. So handy to have in the boot of the car just for when Rue walks through cow poo, which is what she did today, just to get the worst off her feet before I give her a bath. I mean, she is filthy. It was a little bit muddy today, and it also means I can give my hands a good wipe down as well. Hey, should do your belly just a little bit, get the worst of it off. Look at the state of my boot. That's what having little dogs will do, won't it? You all done? Any more water? It's just started to absolutely pour, as you could probably hear on the windscreen. It might be really noisy actually, so we timed that perfectly. It's pouring, it is pouring. And do you know what I think a really rainy afternoon calls for? Baking. And then later on, once the rain has cleared up a little bit, we can pop out and do some home shopping. But how absolutely beautiful was that walk? It did not disappoint. I've been wanting to go there for such a long time, and what a truly gorgeous village. Definitely going to take my mum there. I know she would love it. Mum and I have a joint love, and my dad actually, my whole family I would say, have a shared love of just like architecture, and particularly really old buildings and just like beautifully preserved villages and things like churches. And we love like a National Trust, as you know. So I'm glad that we didn't get absolutely drenched, and I'm really looking forward to just getting home, getting cozy, lighting a candle, and doing a bit of baking. It's the 13th of July and I've just had to put the heating on and make myself this huge mug of tea to warm up. I've also got the oven on preheating to bake the cookies. I think I'm just going to make good old-fashioned chopped chip cookies. Sometimes I think simple is best, and that's what I'm really craving. They're super easy to make, super quick, so I'll pop the recipe in the description. And I cannot think of anything I would rather have on this rainy, cold summer. Apparently rainy cold summer, supposedly an oxymoron. Yeah, summer's afternoon, so that's what we're going to do now. We're on our way to Home Sense. I don't know what it is about Home Sense that I just love so much, but I'm telling you, if you're having a down day, if you're feeling a bit sad, just try getting like a coffee or a hot chocolate or a tea or whatever it is that you like, and going for a browse in Home Sense. It's impossible to be sad in Home Sense. There's just something about it. It's so cozy, and I think it really reminds me of the seasons that I love so much. I mean, I love all the seasons, but you know, autumn, winter, when their autumn decor's in and their Christmas decor's in. I mean, there's just something about that. Okay, it may only be 5 o'clock, but I'm in my pyjamas and it's a Saturday, so that is not a crime. I'm going to cook dinner this evening in my pyjamas, which is just a real luxury, isn't it? These are actually new pyjamas as well, and they still have that White Company smell. If you know the White Company smell I mean, they still have that, and they are so comfy. I actually got them in the sale a couple of days ago. I think they're about £35. It wasn't a great Home Sense day, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. But what I did get is they had so many Emma Bridgewater mugs, and I thought this one was so pretty. I love my Emma Bridgewater mugs. That's like my Chihuahua cup and then loads of my Christmas cups. I absolutely love that. I might have my tea in that later today. And then I just picked up a couple of these bowls. You will either love or hate these. I have to say, my parents used to have some of the real stuff. I don't know what brand or what it is, but you know, like the real stuff. I'm pretty sure my parents used to have some growing up, and I thought it was hideous. But yeah, I just got a couple of these bowls because I have actually had a few casualties in the bowl cupboard recently. I just took her over to the park again and she's so sleepy, and she got chased by, I'm not sure if it was like a whippet or something, just going crazy. It didn't mean any harm, but it scared her a little bit, didn't it? Because he was way too quick for you. We do the best pasta in home sense, so I got a few bags of pasta. For example, I just got some of these Rhythm 108 bars. These are so delicious, and they're vegan and they are organic, and they're so good. But yeah, nothing too exciting today, although this is quite exciting to me. They had loads as well. They had this really lovely one with chickens on, which I kind of wish I'd got now. But they had one with stars on. They had the dad one in, which will be left over from sort of like Father's Day. But that's all I got. So, little one, what do we think about maybe starting some dinner? You've already had yours. Rue had sweet potato, chicken and some chickpeas. This girl loves a chickpea, so I just give her a couple because I don't know if they're a little bit too fibrous for your little tummy. We're not sure. Oh, thank you, darling. But yes, I'm going to start my dinner. Tonight, I'm just going to have something really simple. I really want to make use of that fresh sourdough loaf. So I think I'm going to make like a really gorgeous, warming butter bean and shallot sort of broth soup thing with a nice thick wedge of sourdough bread, and that's going to be my dinner because I just want something quick and easy. I feel like I've been cooking all day, and you're also quite possibly sick of seeing me in the kitchen. When I have a day free to myself, this is truly what I do. I just like spend time with Rue, spend time in the kitchen, tidy the house, maybe pop out and do a few little bits for myself like this. I was actually thinking next week about maybe doing a video that's kind of focused on how to enjoy your own company and doing things alone, because that's something that I've got very good at, obviously in the last 6 months, but then also, I've said before, but I just think when you date a footballer, they're always away. So I really enjoy my time on my own, and I've got really brave at doing things on my own as well. So yeah, if you'd like to see that next week, let me know and I'll do a video. It will just be a kind of a weekly vlog as always. I thought I could focus on doing the things that can sometimes be a bit scary to do on your own. And I guess the things that I thought that I wouldn't maybe get to do now that Kenny's not here, but that I found joy in doing on my own. Oh my goodness, you cannot make up what just happened. I went to make dinner with you, make this butter bean dish that I've been thinking about all day and that I got the ingredients for this morning at the market, and my camera just completely gave up on me, just out of nowhere. It turns it off and decides that's it, not turning back on, not working. I tried everything and just nothing. So what I did in the end was I just had a really quick, simple dinner. Ordered a brand new camera, £800 later, painful. Why is it, you know when people say things happen in threes, my mum always says that, and you know my MacBook broke, like completely out of the blue, my MacBook turns off on the flight over to America, never turns back on. Take it into Apple, they can't find any problems with it, they have no idea, but they said it's just absolutely like no signs of life, nothing I can do. No insurance, had to buy a brand new MacBook. That was about £2,500. Now I need a new camera, which is obviously about £800. And also, do you want to know what I did last week? I smashed one of the cameras on the back of this iPhone. So hopefully this isn't too distorted. I think I've just about got away with it. But yes, so that's what's happened to the end of this vlog. I am so sorry. And isn't it just typical that the one week when I push it right to the end of the week, so it's already Saturday evening and obviously I want this up for tomorrow morning, that's when my camera breaks. I'm sorry that it's come to this abrupt iPhone ending, but I have saved that recipe because I'm going to make, my posture's fantastic, isn't it? Just realised, brilliant. But I've realised that I'll be vlogging again in a couple of days, so I thought I'll save the recipe for next week's vlog so that we don't miss it. So yeah, not the most ideal ending to the day, although look what I have here. This is my plan for the rest of the evening. I've got my cookie. These turned out so good, by the way. I've already eaten 2, so I cannot be controlled, clearly. And then milk because I am a child, and then I also have my book, and this is my setup. I absolutely love this room. This bedroom is just the coziest place. Let me shuffle back actually so you can see more of it. But yeah, this is the bedroom in the evening. It is so cozy in here. I can't stop seeing my posture in the mirror. That is something that honestly needs to be dealt with. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my makeup off, well, I was going to say into bed, but probably onto my reading chair, and read some of my book and just put the whole camera saga behind me. But yeah, like I said, next week I'll definitely include that gorgeous recipe that I was going to cook. And then I'm just holding Bruce's foot, by the way, because she's itching. Yes, I'll cook that recipe, and then let me know if you would like me to do that sort of like how to enjoy your own company sort of vlog, because I think that could be quite nice. But other than that, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm sorry today's vlog is that little bit shorter. Obviously it has been cut short slightly, but we have a new camera on the way, so surely things are only up from here. I actually have no technology, touch wood, left to break. So as I say, it can only get better. So I hope you have the best week ever, and I can't wait to catch up next weekend. Bye guys.